My understanding of mindfulness is about being in the present moment. But at the same time, I realize that I'm a lot into planning. I'm not into planning a lot for the future. Uh, Initially, it used to be so, I guess, because my professional work was basically a forecaster. So I forecast a year and a half in advance. And probably that was there in my nature also. So I maybe must have ended up choosing a profession that kind of syncs with my nature. But I have been practicing mindfulness, and now something I notice is that through the day, I go day by day, but my day itself is lost in time, in planning. So till 4 o'clock, many a times, like how we watch our breath, I try to center myself to the moment that I'm doing. While I'm at it, I'm completely in it. That people move in front of me, around me, my husband or child, I'm not aware of it. Like I'm very much in what I'm doing. But at the same time, I find myself jumping from one doing or one activity to the other and constantly planning for the next hour. So how do we look at mindfulness and planning?
We Instead of talking about mindfulness, you eliminate that idea of mindfulness. Instead, you get into the idea of mindlessness. It's an idea. Mindfulness occupying the thing which you are looking completely without entertaining anything for the time being. So your mind will be full with what you are doing. That's the idea. There is a program like that also. And instead, if you are working on emptying your mind by not entertaining anything, there are things which is coming on the way. You have to do many things. But you're not going to completely focus on it. Instead, you are trying to relax. When you try to relax with the object, suppose if you have to do a certain thing, and then you are relaxing with the object or that idea, and not really trying to create something out of that. You are just relaxing with the object. Then the object will certainly show spontaneously it will show the whole program which can come out of that. This is called spontaneity. Planning is deadly against spontaneity. That is more goes with calculations. Moment by moment, you scheme it, plan it, and you have a time limit, everything. If suppose you cannot make it in time, then there will be a lot of stress. On the other, you are not setting any time, but you wanted to focus. As you are shifting that setting program, what will happen? You will be relaxing with whatever is coming, an idea which you have to generate or create. And then the time limit you are not fixing, you just stay with that without any time limit. The time limit is an idea which we are imposing on it. That definitely creates stress. That's a tool. Time is a tool. If you cannot fix it within that time scale, time frame, certainly there will be stress. Once you start stressed, then whatever you are doing will not be a perfect thing. So, an idea is coming, you are trying to work on that idea, you relax with the idea. Don't think about the time. Then as you are integrating with the thing which is coming up or the idea that is coming up, suddenly at a moment, an array of things comes out comes up from within, which will narrate and portray what you have to do. This is called spontaneity. And that will have some beauty in it. You are not stressed. And when the spontaneous revelation takes place, you will be elated. You will be very joyful. That kind of an elation will never take place in our calculated programs. So you can try that. Anyway, this idea which you are doing, you know how it is working. Now try the other idea. There will be big temptation for you to go into the other idea which you were following for a long time. So there will be big temptation and there is restlessness comes in the beginning, but just relax with the idea that is popping up in your mind. Just relax with that. And at a certain moment, everything will come from within. All the answers will come from within. And that will be very convincing answers for you. And as soon as it comes up, a complete synthesized product without taking time just come out. That shows that it is spontaneous. The other calculated things which requires time from one moment to another. It is because of this, it should be like this. Because it should be like that, it should have this and this features. And there is calculations goes on with the mind. This is intellectual operations. The other, you are relaxing with the idea, and suddenly the whole thing will come up as it is. Then you are listening to it, and there will be it is called a revelation, spontaneous revelation. When it happens, you will get into the joy of doing things. You try that. There will be little stress at the beginning because we are tuned to the other system. If it is too much stressful, leave it. And this is how the spontaneity is working.
Thank you, sir. So I just have one thing that I understood what you're saying, but I think I'll have to practice it only to really understand it more. But at the same time, like if one is bound by time, like time is one of the factors that is probably causing this stress or this concern. So if you're bound by time that at 1 o'clock you need to have something done, at 2 o'clock you need to have something done, 3 o'clock, if that element is there, what do I do? Like, how do I approach it to start with what you've told?
Because this that pressure, if you take that pressure, which is the normal plan, in that scheme, there will be only pressure. There is no other way. There will be only pressure generating all the time. That may have set as the habit and pattern of certain people, and may be very difficult to get out of that pattern. The other is you are just relaxing. Anyway, 1 o'clock, I will fix it. If it is not working, the world is not going to finish, and I'm not going to die after 1 o'clock. And that kind of a relaxation has to come, and then definitely you will get more time. In stress, the time flies off. And then you are not finished. The stress mounts up all the time. So the other, you are not really thinking. The thoughts of time will come as we are used to it. Now when that thought is coming up in the mind, though I have to finish within 1:30, and now it is 12:30 and I have only one hour, you just watch the thought.
Okay.
And it goes on pushing like this, and then after some time, nothing is going to happen after 1:30. You will be alive. And once we are pushing ourselves into that side, then actually this is all simple creations of the mind that pushes us into terrible disasters.
Hmm.
And so after 1:30, we will see what's happening in this world. The world will be
Hmm.
here. Nothing may have happened. Somebody may say that, oh, you have not done it in the time stipulated for you to, you are useless. And we
Hmm.
cannot take that useless. So where
Hmm.
it is working with the image. You don't want to lose the image. The problem lies there.
Hmm.
You are not your image.
Hmm.
100 people say you are useless, doesn't mean that you are useless. And tomorrow
Hmm.
they will understand that you are very useful. They'll come and sit before you to listen to you, how you managed it.
Hmm. So right now, when
They,
I am doing, since the meditation that I've had for this many days, one thing I notice is that instead of being in that constant pressure pot, I have been in and out, in and out. So it's like if I'm maybe cooking for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, while I'm cooking, I'm lost in it. I'm like totally in it. And recollecting what you just said, miraculously my food has become like so good that I don't even know how it turns out to be good every day. I have no plan. I don't have any recipe book, but every day it's turning out to be like really good. And I think, but again, now when you tell me, I know why that's happening. But that going back into time again, it's like once that whole process is finished, then I'm again lost in that. So I think, like you said, I'll start looking at it as just a fleeting thought. Is that what you recommend?
yeah, that is it. When once you are out of the pot, break the pot.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
We,
sir.
we conclude the session. Namaskar.